Hey everybody, welcome to the Pretend Pundits. If you like the content we're putting out, please consider giving this video a like, subscribing to the channel, and turning on notifications to be notified every single time we go live or upload a video. You can even join in the conversation with us by joining the Discord. The link will be in this video description. Now sit back and enjoy. Here we go then, Sean, the penultimate episode of the Pretend 11s series. This one is quite an exciting one, actually. I'm surprised we didn't think of this one sooner. Really good idea. Iconic Goals 11. So, of course, I say penultimate because the last one, number 11, well, I say last one, we're going to put that on pause for a little while, the combined 11s. But the final one until we stop is going to be a combined 11 of all the 11s we've done so far. So if you haven't already, go and check out the other ones and see some of the teams. They were really good fun to put together, I think, but this one isn't so much as fun as some of the others, but it's certainly going to be a nice little trip down memory lane for some of these iconic goals. Did you find it easy putting this team together, Sean?
No, I didn't.
Did you not?
No, some of them I thought for me they're great goals, but are they iconic?
I think you have to be the judge of iconic. So
Yeah.
as we go through, when we give our nominations, that can be a bit of a judge of how iconic it is. If you say the name, the other person should be able to name that goal, right? That's the judge of how iconic they really are.
That's the theory behind it. Now I tested this with a couple of people, and they go, yeah, I can kind of see why you said that's iconic, but
Yeah.
is it iconic? We'll see.
We'll see. Absolutely. We'll go through one then with the. I say this was the hardest position to fill. The only thing is, when I thought about this goal, I didn't know who the player was. So my first one is a gentleman called Oscarine Mazaluk in goal. And he was the guy who was the Puskas nomination award for the overhead kick that he scored.
Yeah, okay.
It was in the South African League, I think it was, and he come up in like the 96th minute to score an equaliser with a bicycle kick, and he even got a mention that that Ronaldo and Messi was at the awards, and they were saying that he should be the one that wins it. He didn't win it, which is stupid, but
Wow.
yeah, that's why I've gone for it, because I can picture that bicycle kick in my head clear as day.
Wow. I didn't think of that one. I think I remember it. But I went with Asmir Begovic's goal in the first minute when he played for Stoke against Southampton, and it was so windy that day. He's taken a punt, and who was the goalkeeper for Southampton? Boruc.
That's
and
right.
He's gone for the ball. The ball's bounced just before him, and it's gone straight over him.
So deceiving them. There's been a couple like that, hasn't there? Like Tim Howard, I think, did one as well, and yeah, I don't know.
I think it was for the very first minute of the game as well. And yeah, can you do it on a cold, wet, windy day in Stoke? No, you can't.
Well, Begovic can, clearly, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like I have a stronger one here just purely because it was a Puskas nomination. Ronaldo and Messi acknowledged the greatness of it as well. So
I'd say so, yeah. But if it went for a Puskas award, in terms of iconic goals, yeah, you'd say the technique and composure of a bicycle kick as a goalkeeper probably trumps a little bit of wind in Stoke.
Yeah, it's a shame it wasn't more of an iconic league than the South African League. I couldn't name a team. I think Kaiser Chiefs is one of the teams there. That's all I could tell you.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll stick him in there then. As always, we're doing a 4-3-3 formation. So let's start off with your left back. So we'll test our theory. If you just say the name of the player, see if the other person can name the goal and the opponent.
I'll be gobsmacked if you don't remember this one. Roberto Carlos.
Yeah, that's an easy one because that's who I've nominated as well. I remember seeing that goal growing up, right? And I always assumed that was in the World Cup, but it wasn't, was it? It was in like a mini tournament as a warm-up.
Was it against France? I think it was against France.
It was against France, yeah. It was in, I think it was called Le Tournier of France or something like that. And England actually won that tournament. It was like a warm-up tournament. I imagine it was like the equivalent of the Nations League back in the day. But yeah, that technique, absolutely unreal. Like the camera angle that is most iconic you see, and you just think, how does the ball just get dragged from the direction it's going? Yeah, perfect nomination, mate. Absolutely perfect.
I'm not saying I was as good as Roberto Carlos, but you remember those like 99p footballs that you used to get in the newsagents? The amount of times I put the left-footed spin on that, and it would just go straight up, and it would never come back with the curve. But I tried it so many
What,
times.
them rubber ones you get from the beach and stuff like that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like the
man.
red and black ones or the blue and black ones.
Absolutely. Roberto Carlos could just do that with a normal football. That's crazy.
Yeah. I'd have loved to have seen him with what was the South Africa football? The Jabulani, or whatever it's
Oh,
pronounced as.
mate, that should have been on this bloody spelling TikTok we did a little while ago. Yeah, absolutely. Or the Total 90 football by Nike. That might have been a good one.
Oh, yeah. What a ball that
The
was.
yellow one. Oh, delightful. Right back. I've got Kieran Trippier.
I've got Kieran Trippier.
Is it for the goal free kick against Croatia in the World Cup?
It is, yeah. Oh my God.
Mate, it's iconic. You just know that was the moment. That was when life as an England fan peaked, and it's just gone downhill since.
We were winning the World Cup with that free kick.
You're spot on.
Then Harry Kane went full racist and didn't pass it to Raheem Sterling.
Literally, yeah. That game is the reason I hate Mandzukic. Like, I've never had beef with him before, but when he scored that winning goal, I just hated him. So,
yeah, bastard.
Yeah, unbelievable goal. And exactly like you said, what was it, 6 minutes into the game? Something along them lines?
Yeah.
And like you said, life peaked at that moment. If you remember, the summer then was just beautiful. Nice weather all the time. Just spending pure good time with your friends pre-COVID. That was when life was at its absolute finest. But yeah, we won't talk the rest after that.
I remember my friend Ryan that summer used to would go to his house and he'd have a barbecue and he'd bring his like 55-inch TV out into his garden and would watch it in the garden instead. I'd never seen anybody put their TV in the garden. I felt like I was on a proper council estate, but I loved it.
Now, we did the similar thing for the Euros. Was around one of my friends in his back garden and was ordering food, playing games. I actually wasn't drinking because I had to stay on call for work. But that was the moment I thought, okay, from the despair, we're coming back up. And it's just getting knocked back off that pedestal again. But yeah, anyway, we'll move on very swiftly from that pain. I wonder how many matches we're going to have here, Sean. Tell me one of your centre-backs.
Vincent Kompany against Leicester.
Yes, he's in my team. The famous, "Don't shoot, Vinny, don't shoot." And he absolutely hoons it. What a goal.
There's every time I hear that, and it's like, it's that top postage stamp, isn't it? It absolutely leathers it. Phil Jagielka also scored a brilliant goal, but that probably won City the title, didn't it? But I remember an interview that Lee Dixon had, and he took a shot from absolutely miles out, and everybody's going, "No!" as he shoots it, and it dribbles its way in. But yeah, honestly, that goal, and that was the season. I think, did City get, was it 99 points or 100 points, and Liverpool were 1 point behind them, and it was that goal that won them the league.
Yeah, I don't know if it's 100 that season though, was it? When they got 100, we was the ones who were second behind them.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure it was, unless my history is just completely beside me there. I think they won the league by like 19 points.
City.
But yeah, like you say, exactly that. It was a title-deciding goal, absolutely iconic. I can just see it in the back of my head. Not quite a Harry Maguire against Tranmere, but, I'll give Vincent Kompany that one.
Yeah. And for our younger viewers, that's when Leicester were in the Premier League.
Yeah, if you're watching this in August, my centre-back, my second one, obviously I had Vincent Kompany as well, and I would be super shocked if you haven't got this one. Philip Mexis against Anderlecht, the overhead kick.
Oh, yeah, I do remember that goal, but I haven't got that one.
Oh, mate. Again, my second overhead kick nomination of the list. From outside the box as well. Just unbelievable.
Yeah.
An amazing goal. It was quite early in the memories. I really had to dig deep in the old memory bank, aka YouTube, for that one. Because I knew that he was famous for the overhead kick, but I didn't even realise how good of a technique that actually was. Yeah, phenomenal. One of the best goals you'll see from a centre back, I think, ever.
Yeah, I did like that goal. That was he used to have. Did he have weird curtains and he had like a band around his head or something like
Yeah,
that?
he had long
Alexis.
blonde hair, didn't he?
Yeah, what a player he was.
Hmm.
But I've gone with David Luiz's Thunder Cunt against Colombia. is
Okay.
is about what 35 yards out, and it's a dead ball, dead straight, and he runs up to it, knuckleball kicks it. It was a peach. I mean, David Luiz, he must have tried it 100 times for Arsenal. I do not remember a single one going in, but
I don't.
he seemed to just be a specialist at just spanking it as hard as he could.
I'm gonna have a look at this goal because I actually don't remember it. But
I think it was against
was it
Colombia.
a free kick?
Oh yeah.
Right, let's have a look then. Yeah. Just see where he stood in the build up to it. I remember.
The celebration as well is iconic, and that was
Yeah, it's the
I think that
celebration.
was that the World Cup in 2014.
14.
Yeah, and that was, I mean, that was the year that Brazil really should have won it, and then they got absolutely humbled by Germany. I think was it 7-1? I think it was 7-1.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. Oh, that summer. I don't know if you remember the jingles that was on ITV, but they used to go Brazil, Brazil, and it was like again that was another brilliant summer for me, and yeah, hearing that every time on ITV, it was just amazing.
That was a good goal, but I challenge you. I've just watched that one. I think, like you said, it's probably the celebration that's a little bit more iconic than the goal. Just while I've got you, have you got the facility to watch that Mexes goal?
I've got the facilities, big man.
Just relive the greatness of that goal whilst I've got you here.
What Mexes?
Yeah. Just put Mexes overhead kick. Just while you're there, we'll re-go through the team and see who's going to complete this defence. So his name is Oscarine Mazaluk in goal. If you just type in South African goalkeeper overhead kick, you'll probably find it. Roberto Carlos, left back. Kieran Trippier, right back. Vincent Kompany, centre back. I think a very deserving spot. And either David Luiz or Mexes.
Oh my, I didn't realise he chests it. He's at the edge of the box. I thought he was in the centre of the box.
Controls it just on the edge of the box. And the keeper's... Have you seen that SpongeBob meme where it's like a SpongeBob caveman? That's just the way he sort of stood looking at it going.
Oh, the back angle as well from behind the goal. What?
I know, right?
Oh, man. Yeah, I'm happy to put that one in there.
Yeah, I didn't even need to convince you. It was just Mexes doing all the convincing there. Right, he makes up the last spot in the team then.
I'm worried that my midfield is weak.
Really? Mate,
yeah.
Honestly, the defence and goalkeeper is probably where I struggled the most on this. There was so many to choose from, and there was one very iconic goal that I've had to miss out.
Ooh.
Just purely because I think the other goals are better, and one of them, that's my cannot be budged goal, and you'll see why. Centre midfielders, and talk us through your first one. Again, same as before. Tell me who it is, and I'll see if I can name the goal and opponent.
Jack Wilshere.
Norwich
indeed.
The tiki-taka.
That will go down as the greatest Premier League goal of all time. Honestly, for a team goal anyway. But in terms of individuality, probably Rooney's shin against Man City. But I think
Rooney's shin. I'm not having it. Go on.
But yeah, Wilshere is the composure, and as well, Olivier Giroud, who's had such a great touch for a big guy, just controlling it, deft touch with the outside of his foot to flick it beyond the defender.
Great goal.
Oh man, incredible! He actually won 2 goals of the season awards in succession, despite only playing one game in the following season. I don't know if you remember against.
Was one of them a scorpion kick?
No. What, Jack Wilshere?
No, I thought you were on about Giroud, sorry.
Oh, yeah, no, yeah. But Wilshere won 2 goals of the seasons in succession.
Was that one of them?
Again, the Wilshere goal against Norwich was one of them. Okay. The second one was against West Brom, where Arsene Wenger tried to get Jack Wilshere fit all season, ready for whatever international tournament was in the summer.
Yeah.
And yeah, his last game of the season, he scored against, I think, West Brom, and again that was just outside of the edge of the box. But yeah, that one doesn't go in. The Norwich one was just sublime.
That was so good. Do you think it's fair that Wilshere gets the award for that? Because obviously he did the finishing bit, but you just have to look at the team effort. Just so smooth.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, you know, that last putt he makes in what's it called? The film? Fucking Happy Gilmore.
Yeah.
When the ball's just flicking off all the scaffolding and their heads are going left and right. That was like watching that goal. It was just amazing.
Yeah. So for me, I think the hardest part of that was what Giroud did. What Jack Wilshere did was basically did one pass and then just ran through the defence at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
For me, Giroud is the guttering that the ball bounced off of. And yeah, Jack Wilshere's the little one that kind of dribbles it in at the end.
He'll be pleased with the compliment, I'm sure. And Giroud, I've always wanted to meet you. I've just often described you as the guttering in this scenario. No, great shout. I do rate that shout. That means it's already going to be tough, I think, to cut one out of here. Whilst we're on the subject, then I'm going to give you my first, and it's Wayne Rooney, his shin against Man City. I'm sorry, I don't care what part of that leg he's hitting. The way he leaps like a salmon to give a victory against, you know, Man City, who were dominating, just iconic. And like you say, it's played over and over again. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah, and I say it's a shin, but the composure for a guy that eats 50 pies a day to get up at that height and then, oh man, the athleticism that he has for a guy that is clearly carrying timber is incredible. What a player he was.
Yeah, and it's like you say, it's just one of Rooney's most iconic moments. Another one of Rooney's goal that I wanted to put in here, I've had to put him in centre mid because of all the forwards that there could be here. Another very iconic Rooney one was the one against Newcastle, where in the build-up,
where he shouts at the referee.
Yeah, he was arguing with the referee and just says, okay, a chance lays up for him, so he just puts that to one side, smashes it home, and the rest is history.
He was an unbelievable player, and I don't think he gets the credit that he should get.
I think you're
as
right.
A player. Yeah.
Was he also nominated or no?
In my team?
Yeah.
No.
Right, okay. That's fine. So we're two separate ones there. Then give me your second midfielder.
So this one, again, wearing my Arsenal hat on, for me is the greatest Arsenal goal in terms of the emotion and the electricity that I had.
Right.
Okay. So picture the scene. We're playing Spurs. It's the 44th minute and Van Persie has just scored. Right. Everybody's celebrating. It's gone wild. Ball's back in the centre of the pitch. And I can't remember who it was. Some fucking donkey, probably for Spurs. Lays off a really crap pass. Fabregas picks it up, beats one, beats two, knocks it past the defenders, 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper, slots it home, takes rolls his shirt up over his head, goes into the fans. Oh my God. And it was like 25 seconds after, and to get to 1-0 felt like an absolute slugfest. So for me, that was the biggest emotion that I think I've ever felt watching a match, going, bang, there we go. There's 1-0 and there's 2. Take that, you bastards.
I feel that. I feel like that's a very, what's the word?
That's a personal one for me.
It's almost a waste of a nomination, but I respect the dedication. I wouldn't have been able to tell you that goal just based on, who was it that scored the second?
Fabregas.
Yeah, I wouldn't have been able to tell you an iconic Fabregas Arsenal goal. Iconic for Arsenal fans for sure, but I don't know.
I loved it. Yeah, I know I will lose that one because it's not iconic, but for me, that was iconic. Fabregas scored a few good iconic goals. He scored a good goal against AC Milan, where it was outside of the box, probably a little bit dribbly. It kind of trickled into the box, into the goal. Pass. I can't remember the name of that weird bald goalkeeper that he used to have. Abate, something like that. Used to wear the snood all the time, all the way through the year. And he's gone to go and celebrate with Arsene Wenger, and he's like screaming at Arsene Wenger and celebrating, and he's like got his head in a headlock trying to calm him down.
As I say, don't tell Sean Dyche about snoods. He doesn't like them, does he?
hates snoods, doesn't he?
Right.
Who have you got? Who's your second one?
So my second one is James Rodriguez, and that's for the volley against Uruguay. Also in the same World Cup as your David Luiz one, I think it was 2014.
Yeah.
Takes it. I think he takes a touch and then absolutely volleys it off the bar. There's something about a shot coming off the bar as well that just makes it 10 times more special. Because even though mathematically you're not being as accurate on target as you should, but a goal smashing in off the bar or the post is just iconic for me.
Yeah, I completely agree. He made a career out of that goal as well because he's just been yo-yoing from team to team and nobody's really given him that place. A little bit like when you remember when Kaká went to Real Madrid. He's kind of got that vibe where, yeah, he was a great player, but for Real Madrid it didn't really click.
I wouldn't compare Rodriguez to Kaká if I'm totally honest.
No, but in the sense that Real Madrid didn't really utilize the talent that they had.
Yeah, again, Rodriguez is one of them players that was getting sniffed around for a long time. Did he even go to anyone? Like, he went to Everton. He didn't make another big move, did he? Was he at Madrid?
He played at Bayern Munich for a little while under Ancelotti.
Oh, did he? Yeah, of course he did, yeah.
He's Ancelotti's love child, I think. Because he took him at Everton as well, didn't he?
He was a good player, but I don't know.
There's some weird rumours doing the rounds, wasn't there, with James Rodriguez? Do you remember them?
Oh, what? That he was changing his identity, shall we say?
Absolutely, yeah. And that was the reason he wasn't in the Everton team.
That did go around for a long time.
Yeah, they surfaced when he's moving clubs or he's been released again. Rumor has it that's why Rafa Benitez didn't want him at the club.
After I forgot to change the bars at the bottom as normal. Let me move that now. Yeah, the Rodriguez thing, when that rumor come out, there was people on TikTok changing the people to a woman filter. And I'll tell you what, James Rodriguez was a little senorita, let me tell you that. So,
smash.
Let's see. Yeah, more on this as it progresses. So, yeah, that goal for me, it's like you say, when you say James Rodriguez goal, that comes to mind straight away. Probably one of the weaker of my shouts, but a shout nonetheless.
I think we might have the same third choice.
We must have, right?
You've gone for Zinedine Zidane?
No.
I think that was classed as goal of the century.
What, that volley from the corner?
Yeah, was it the Champions League final? And I think it was, so I want to say it was Bayer Leverkusen.
Who are they?
Not
that iconic. You can't remember the opponent. I win. I knew the goal. He scored some good goals in his time. Yeah, that was a really good goal.
I think that was goal of the century, mate. Goal. If I just type in goal of the century, goal of the century. I know Maradona, obviously.
I know you're probably gonna call me crazy for not having it in there, but I have got a good nomination nonetheless.
Okay.
I've got Paul Gascoigne's goal against Scotland.
I think that's because it rings home for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all that matters. This is our team. Zizou ruined his reputation with a headbutt.
He actually scored an incredible Panenka. I've not seen a Panenka penalty before then, and that was in the final against Italy. The guy's got balls of lead.
Yeah.
Incredible goal of the century. I swear it was Zidane.
It probably was. Like I'm not denying that at all, but for me, Gascoigne's goal was way more iconic. And it's like I say, it's also a combination of that goal plus the celebration and the lead up to it. It's against arguably England's fiercest international rival too, at a time when they were actually half decent. For me, iconic.
Okay. Well, we're gonna have to drop somebody.
Okay. So we've got
we have to get Zidane in there so that I can have him in my combined 11 when we do it next time.
Was he in the scary 11? No.
Oh, I don't think so.
I can't remember if we put him in. I actually don't remember. See, this is why we need to go back and check. We forget things. So we've got Wilshere.
Yeah.
What was you saying on Rooney?
It is an iconic goal. In terms of the ability to do that, incredible. if you were looking at, maybe I'd probably concede Rooney's goal to Wilshere's goal, in terms of individuality, but it's, in teamwork, the goal. If we're just purely talking about the goal, Rooney all day.
But just remember, these aren't all 1 versus 1. This is 3 nominations. We just need to get the 3 best of them. And Rooney has to be in the top 3 of them, that goal.
I think for a final to do a volley like that, was it straight from the corner as well, wasn't it? Was it no control? I don't even think, did he have any control?
Whose?
Just Zidane. I'm just having a look at Zidane's goal again, just to remind me.
No, it was the first time hit.
Yeah, I think
first time volley. Yeah,
to do that is just
I'm
unbelievable.
I'm happy to get Zidane's in there. So Rooney, Zidane, and then we've got to make a choice between James Rodriguez, Gaza, Fabregas gone.
Yeah, love you, Fabregas.
And what was the other one?
Oh no, how do I do it? I can't do it. No, that looks like a slug. Slug you, Fabregas.
Who did that? Was it Bale who did one to the camera? It was really off shape and it said, "I potato you."
There we go.
I can't remember who your third nomination was. Wilshere, wasn't it?
Wilshere.
So Wilshere, Gaza, or Rodriguez.
See, the 96 Euros was the first Euros I watched. Part of, I know it was a great goal, but I didn't feel that live.
I do have a vague recollection of the penalties, but not a lot.
Felt the Norwich one live, and I see the Colombia James Rodriguez goal against Uruguay.
Yeah.
And I remember putting into the group chat. I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
Anything to see a little bit of sadness on Luis Suarez's face.
This is a tough one, isn't it? I don't think we're going to have, honestly, with my nominations, I don't think we're going to struggle much for the forwards. But yeah.
You don't know where I'm on forward.
So, Gaza, I think, it's like you say, it is iconic, but maybe just for us.
Yeah.
Rodriguez on the world stage, Wilshere, another iconic goal. I feel like it has to be, I don't want it to be, but I feel like it has to be Rodriguez.
Yeah. Okay, we'll put Rodriguez in there.
Like,
honourable mention. Heart you this time, Wilshere. I worked out how to do it.
No, honestly, I'd much rather have that in there, but it's like you say, I'm just trying to be pedantic to the rules of iconic.
Yeah. Neither of us have got skin in the game with Colombia versus Uruguay, but we can both appreciate the quality of that goal.
Absolutely. Absolutely right. So that completes the midfield line then. Not a bad midfield if you take Rodriguez out of it. Wayne Rooney, Zinedine Zidane, and James Rodriguez up the toffees. Forwards then, Sean. This is where I think we're going to have one match definitely and one maybe. So I'm going to start off with the one I think we've definitely got the same for, and that's Dennis Bergkamp.
Oh my God, no, I haven't put Dennis Bergkamp in there.
And you call yourself an Arsenal fan. You put Cesc Fabregas' goal against Spurs in there and not Dennis Bergkamp's little spinny, flicky, whatever the hell you want to call it. So
that goal, again, I don't know what year that was. Was that 98?
I don't know the year. I know it was against Newcastle.
It was. So I don't know what year it was, but it was definitely against Newcastle. For me, so I just started watching Euro 96. My dad was not a football fan, so we didn't have Sky Sports. And nobody had told me that Match of the Day was on, or whatever it used to be called. That used to be on, I think, ITV or something.
Grandstand.
Yeah, it might have been Grandstand. So I never used to watch that sort of thing. I used to watch like Italian football on a Sunday morning on Channel 5 or whatever it was, but never the Premier League. Mm-hmm. And I wouldn't know about goals and players unless I'm in the playground and talking to people about it. It's when I started watching football was at properly watching football was 2002. Mm-hmm. So some of that is a little bit before my time. But yeah, that goal against Newcastle, for me, it was a great goal, and I've seen it a million times, but I didn't feel that emotion. I didn't live that moment.
Okay. I feel that. I feel that. Like I'm this. I'm also the same. I don't feel the emotion behind it, but I just think that when you think of Bergkamp, that's the first thing I think about, and probably the same for most others. So that's why I nominated him for sure.
So in Dennis Bergkamp's place, I've put Olivier Giroud's goal against Crystal Palace.
I'm supposed to be guessing these. Come on.
Oh, sorry.
Was it his goal against Crystal Palace? Maybe we can edit that in.
Oh my god, it is. Yeah, that
was that the scorpion kick or whatever it was?
That scorpion kick, yeah. That kind of over the back heel. I can't remember who played it into him, but it was way behind him, and to get that much contact on it and accuracy. As I said, Giroud, for a big guy, had an unbelievable finish to him and great touch.
He did.
There was another goal. Yeah, he scored a goal against West Ham where the ball was chipped over the top and there was a penalty box full of players and he managed to control it and finish it in like 2 touches, and it was incredible. Andy Carroll, the pinnacle of great football, said he has no idea how he managed to control that and finish it in such a tight area with him breathing down his neck. Giroud, honestly, he is a highlight reel merchant. In 20 years' time, when the lads are a little bit older, I'll be saying, oh my god, he was the best player in the world, and they wouldn't be able to say no because they'll see his goals.
There's a few people that have said that, when footballers do the interviews and they say tough opponents that you faced, Giroud, like you say, does get mentioned from a lot of people, and for the reasons you said, you feel like he's got no space, but he finds it. I appreciate that, but I don't know how I feel about that being as iconic.
He got a Puskas award for that.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, it did.
Okay, fair enough. Right. Second choice. My weaker of the 3 options here. Robin van Persie.
Are you diving header against Netherlands?
A flying header.
Yeah.
Against Netherlands.
Dutchman. Oh, for the Netherlands. Against
He's
Spain.
not Harry Maguire. I think you could pick out a few. There's 2 goals here. There's the flying header, and then there's the volley against Aston Villa. They're both equally as amazing, but people remember, again, it's the world stage. People see more of the flying header, so sort of lead with that one. But yeah, serial goal scorer, scored iconic goals non-stop for Arsenal, United, and his country. So
hashtag rat.
He was straight in there. He was straight in there for me.
Yeah, no, that was an excellent goal, that flying header. And if you're talking about iconic goals, they tend to be different, don't they? You got the swaz from Roberto Carlos, the free kick from Trippier. You got the diving header. If you were to cut a silhouette of that, and you couldn't see the player, and you just see the diving header, you could instantly say that was a diving header from Van Persie.
Absolutely. I get that. Absolutely, mate. Yeah. What about your second?
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Okay, so there's 2 that I can think of. Is it a free kick?
I have 2 on my list as well. Yes, one is a free kick
against Portsmouth.
Yeah.
And was the other one the one against Roma?
Are you sure it was against Roma?
It wasn't a free kick.
Are you on about the bicycle kick for when he played for Real Madrid?
Oh, no, I'm on about the bicycle kick now. I was on about the long distance shot against Roma.
Oh no,
against Juventus.
Yeah,
for Real Madrid.
I went to Madame Tussauds and they had a Ronaldo thing, and it was the ball was so high up.
Oh, the actual height of it.
Yeah, that's where the ball was, and it's like, this is where Ronaldo did a bicycle kick, or the height of the ball where Ronaldo did his bicycle kick. I remember looking up at it and going, Jesus fucking Christ, I can barely touch it.
Yeah, it's mental, isn't it? I've seen a few people go to that and take pictures with it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I rate them shouts, I have to say.
I could probably just about knock my head on it. Imagine getting your whole body up. And as well, when you see that highlight, he's almost on level with that. When it's not like he's overreaching for it. Oh my god!
Yeah, he's at like shoulder level with everyone else. He's floating. Yeah, really good goal that.
Man, he's
I think
insane.
did
He
they
is
win it
insane.
that year as well, right?
I think they did. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then he went to Juventus the following summer, didn't he?
Yeah, they took it so personally they had to sign him. Okay, I'll rate that. I do rate that. It's going to make it very tough for me. I'm going to let you go with your third nomination next because I want to save my last one. I want to save the best till last.
So this is for me again. This is the best goal apart from the Fabregas one, which is more personal for me. This is the best goal that I can ever remember seeing.
I know
Uh,
which one you're going to say. It's an Arsenal goal.
no,
Oh no.
it's not an Arsenal goal. No, no, no.
Okay, good.
But there are a lot of Arsenal goals for me that were incredible. But Messi's goal against Getafe, where he picks it up on the right hand side and he beats 1, 2, 3, 4, passes. Oh, sorry, he doesn't pass. Sorry, he goes through the center of midfield and defense, and then he just slots it, and it's like, oh man, it's. I think somebody put the clip of Maradona when he did that against England in the World Cup in '86 side by side with one another, and it is almost identical. The guy is a magician, and if I can get Messi and Ronaldo into this 11, that makes the next 11 dead simple.
It would, and that's why I'm going to throw a spanner in the works because I think they're easy choices. The problem that you have with Messi and Ronaldo is that they always scored such great goals. It's
Oh yeah,
a lot of their goals get sort of missed out. Like when you first said Messi, I was thinking the one where he sent Alaba for an absolute hot dog against Bayern Munich. Do you remember that, Alaba?
I think you're thinking of Boateng when he sat.
Oh, was it
Boateng
Boateng?
down.
Was it? Oh,
Yeah,
okay. I knew it was someone. Yeah, see, that's what I mean. He just leaves them in the dust, and it changes their identity.
Yeah.
In my head,
because I think because Suarez did the same thing the season after, didn't he? Did he?
I don't know, didn't
He
he?
also, yeah, I'm pretty sure he sat Boateng down as well, and everybody was taking the piss.
Just retire, mate. Just retire.
Yeah.
No, I think
Go
if
out
you
on
get
that.
sat down by Messi, that's probably fair enough, right? If you're getting sat down by Wout Weghorst, then you probably want to question yourself. Okay, like I said, I'm going to save the best till last, and this is the one where my heart is firmly on my sleeve here, and I'm going to see if you can guess the goal before I even said it.
Okay.
No?
Oh, I didn't hear you say it.
I didn't say it. That's what I said. You got to see if you can guess it before.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Just by the way I've described it. So it's clearly a United goal.
So it's a United goal.
Iconic.
Are you thinking Rashford versus PSG?
No, I wouldn't put a penalty in here. Penalties are not iconic, I'm afraid.
Okay. Solskjaer 99?
Exactly. Solskjaer 99. The best comeback. Liverpool fans don't even think about saying that Istanbul was a better comeback. Man United, Nou Camp, 1999. Winning goal. Iconic. Enough said.
What? 1-0 down with, what was it, 88 minutes on the clock?
Yeah, it was. The first goal was in the 90th minute or so, I believe. It was Sheringham. And then Sheringham has since told this story. He just basically said to Beckham, he said, look, when they had the corner, when it was 1-1, he said, just put it in any area and we'll see what we can do. Sheringham got his head to it, headed it straight onto Solskjaer's foot, and the rest is history. Only treble winners. The only treble winners. And I'm saying that now because it's probably in a month's time I might not be able to say it, but we're the only treble winners at the time of recording. So, yeah, to seal the treble, and I think it was iconic in the fact that Man United had beaten very difficult teams that season as well. One of Man United's most iconic goals in history. Not the most technically gifted goal there is, but it's certainly up there for iconic. And that
definitely for iconic. I'd give you iconic.
And that's what it is. Don't hurt me. Be nice to me.
If you'd have said iconic Solskjaer goals, I think I would have struggled.
Really?
Yeah. Because
what about the 10-minute 4 goals against Forest?
Couldn't even tell you he did that. I'm interested to get your opinion on Solskjaer. Actually, what's we're talking on about Solskjaer? Do you
Pass.
think he tarnished his legacy?
No, not at all.
Not at all.
No,
Okay.
no, no. Um, the thing is, your reputation as a player and a manager will never, for me, intertwine,
Hmm.
because you can turn around now and do you think Chelsea fans, under their dreadful record with Lampard in charge now, do you think they're saying that Lampard is well, they're not saying anything, but he's a legend, right?
Yeah, I'd probably say that. Yeah, he's a legend, but it's. I love that. Do you remember that Claude from AFTV? And he just goes, "It's time to go."
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I just get that impression that all the Chelsea fans are just
Hmm.
going, "It's time to go."
Yeah, very incomparable situations. R.I.P. Of course, Claude, the absolute legend. It's very
Oh
incomparable
yeah.
because there's a very fine line between delusion,
Hmm.
like there's no denying what Solskjaer has done as a player. Like, we
Hmm.
knew as his time was coming to an end that he was living off vibes, which was
Yeah.
kind of a sad situation to be in, because he had done things that other managers hadn't done. You know,
Hmm.
he'd progressed, and you could see that he could. And to come and manage a club like Manchester United, when the likes of David Moyes, arguably one of the most experienced Premier League manager, couldn't do it. Louis van
Hmm.
Gaal, a winner, couldn't do it. You know, it was just a shame. But no, he'll
Yeah.
always be a legend, and the fans will always sing his name, and he knows that too. But just a shame it couldn't work out, you know?
Definitely his time to go, wasn't it? But you got that clueless manager in between Ten Hag and him, Ragnick, and
Yeah, that was another weird
part of
one.
me, part of me was thinking, surely Solskjaer could have done that job until the end of the end of the season, but
Yeah,
whatever it was that got him out, didn't it?
it was a strange appointment, because at the time, what the word was about Rangnick, he was the sort of mastermind, inverted commas, behind the Red Bull group. So you Salzburg and Leipzig, and he was some sort of technical director. Maybe being a
Mm,
manager wasn't his area of expertise, but he took on a
mm,
6-month interim role with then a 2 years consultancy role. The results were just horrendous. Had no idea what was going on with him. And then
yeah.
before he even got to his consultancy role, he accepted the Austria national
Mm,
team. And then after that, um, like, the questions were, how can you manage both? That seems a bit like uncommitted. And then you quit before you even got that
yeah.
opportunity. So it might be a blessing in disguise. I think we've got the right people in now. It's just whether we can actually back the manager going into next season. That'll be the interesting
Yeah.
question.
So if we were going to go iconic goals
Iconic.
for now,
I still can't believe that you didn't back Bergkamp on this. I think for that reason it has to go. Um,
let's not be too hasty.
there's one goal that I missed out that I can't believe you missed out as well. I thought you was going to give me so much stick for not including this goal. Zlatan Ibrahimovic's overhead kick against England.
So I remember that goal. That goal was that the first goal in their stadium, or was that the first goal in our new stadium, Wembley, after it reopened?
I couldn't tell
I
you.
can't
It was a
remember.
friendly though, wasn't it?
Yeah, I know there was something iconic and important about that game, and I remember Joe Hart being an absolute million miles out. I'm thinking, what the hell are you doing there? Why are you chasing that ball? It just felt like everything was set up for that goal. Like it kind of time stood still as if to go, go on, you dare me, I'll do it. And then Zlatan, the confidence he has to do that, but it just felt
Hmm.
almost felt staged, like that was such an important game and it was staged to do that. And I don't believe for a second that that would have happened, but it's almost like that was already written that that was going to be a goal.
I know what you
It's
mean.
difficult
It's
to
weird. I
explain.
know what you mean. It feels scripted,
Yeah.
but not. I get that fully, but he's scored a lot of really good goals, and it's a
Yeah.
shame he's not on the list. So I just had to give him a mention. But yeah, I thought you'd have him in there for sure.
No, not for me, because I genuinely feel like it was a scripted goal. Like I don't know, if you're playing FIFA and you're playing against the AI and for some reason your goalkeeper's stuck trying to chase a striker down and you're like, leave him alone, you can't pull him away.
Holding down
That,
triangle.
yeah, and it just felt like that for me.
No,
And
I get
like as
that.
I said, time stood still when he scored that goal. But yeah, not for me in this one. I think Giroud's goal was better than that.
Okay, so for me, I think, like you said, you used the silhouette description of RVP's flying header.
Yeah.
Not a better goal than the Aston Villa volley, but that's obviously the whole purpose of this, the iconic goals. I think that analogy means he has to be in here.
Yeah.
Giroud, I stand corrected. Puskas Award winner. I don't think it's as memorable as perhaps your Bergkamp goal, but like you say, it won a Puskas Award anyway. I wonder, did that one win the Puskas Award? I don't think. Does it even go back that far?
Oh yeah, definitely, because Puskas was in was he in the 80s?
Puskas was earlier than that, but I don't know about the award itself. I don't know how long they've been doing it.
So Dennis Bergkamp also scored quite a few goals that were iconic. He scored, I think, was it against Argentina for the Netherlands, where he's controlled it. He's gone flying over the side of him, edge of the box. He's just flicked it up. But very similar to the goal he scored.
I don't remember.
Dennis Bergkamp goal against Newcastle.
Yeah, pull it up while you can.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Puskas winners, and see if he's on there. I think we can probably we can probably decide that one. I don't know how far the Puskas Award goes back, if I'm honest. You could be right. It could be from when he retired or whatever, but what were the other nominations we had other than Bergkamp? You had Giroud,
Ronaldo and Messi.
Yeah, of course you did.
Oh, I'll tell you what, that free kick as well against Arsenal that Ronaldo scored in the Champions League when you like 40 yards out or something, and Manuel Almunia just went full Manuel Almunia.
No,
that was a good goal. he won an award. Ronaldo actually won an award, a Puskas Award against Porto.
Yeah, that was for us.
Yeah.
That was another banging goal. That was going to be my next choice before you said overhead kick. That was going to be my next guess. The Porto one.
So
I'm sure if I remember rightly, the camera didn't even keep up with it.
Oh no, the Puskas Award started in 2009.
But yeah, that's what I mean.
How weird.
I didn't think it had been around that long.
Yeah, Giroud. Salah got one.
So Giroud. So Robin van Persie's in there. He's in there. So we've got two spots. There's Solskjaer, Bergkamp, Ronaldo, Messi. I think. And Giroud, of course.
If it was me, I'd go Giroud and Ronaldo. I remember seeing the Giroud goal. Like I was at my in-laws, and they're not football fans either, and then bemoaning the fact that I've got the football on, and I'm like, and they're like, calm down, it's New Year's Day.
Yeah,
we've got a banging headache.
I feel like, and I'm not just saying it because it's my nominations, but I feel like RVP is nailed on.
I'm happy to put RVP in there, even though it's a wrap. That was a great goal.
But I think we've then got to pick one each out of them, because for me, Solskjaer's goal, the worst out of all of them, but the most iconic. In the best achievement from an English team winning the treble, in the best comeback in the Champions League final ever, I'm sorry, that trumps, the importance of that goal trumps any of the others.
I don't know if I can't even remember how he finished it.
Sheringham headed it onto his foot. Yeah, it was 2 yards out.
Oh man, I don't know if it feels a bit stinky having a 2-yard finish in the iconic goal.
I know.
Iconic scenes, limbs everywhere. I understand that, but
man. I think this is for me. This is the one that's on the personal level for you. Like, you watch back, you can see YouTube footage of camcorder footage of the fans in the ground going absolutely nuts. The commentator losing their mind. I get goosebumps every time I see it, and it's definitely a more connected one for me, because that is I do have earlier memories of football, but that is my real earliest, I'd say, emotional connection with football, because I was watching it with my dad, and I just remember seeing how he was reacting to it, and yeah, just first feeling like that first feeling of, oh my god, this is how football can make a person feel.
Is your dad a big Bayern Munich fan? How is old Hans?
yeah. My dad, Hans Gruber, is he was disappointed at the end, but no,
Yeah, you love rubbing it in.
yeah, but no, that's what it is for me. And I think I've had my little speech. I'm happy to leave him out of it because it wasn't a great finish. But in iconic goals, that for me is one of the most iconic in my history of watching football.
That's Fabregas's goal for me as well. And I mean, we didn't win anything in that game. I think we got 3 points, but that was about it.
Okay, so we're down to Giroud, Ronaldo, Messi. Are we really going to be picking Giroud ahead of Ronaldo and Messi here? I think Ronaldo, the snake.
If we,
the goals you've mentioned are better than Messi's.
Yeah, I would say, I'd say Ronaldo better than Messi.
So do you want to go Van Persie, Ronaldo, and Giroud?
Yes. Although if we just don't mention the Man United thing with Van Persie ever again, I'll be pleased about that.
He's done.
He scored a lot of great goals for Arsenal as well, like goal against Charlton.
Oh yeah.
There was another very similar, but not from as far out. Goal against Everton. Song, played the ball over the top of the defence and on the volley just to the bottom right hand corner. Mm-hmm. He scored a couple of goals similar to that for Man United as well. Oh, I said it. But
let's not mention it ever again. 10 seconds later.
But yeah, he did. What a player he was. There was a couple of goals against Tottenham that he scored. You may remember we went 2-0 down against Spurs and then we won 5-2. We did that twice actually, I think. But yeah,
cheeky brag in there.
Yeah. Fuck you, Spurs.
I don't think any Spurs fans watch this, to be honest.
They're too busy crying into their bottles.
What did you say about bottles? Anyway, that just about ends it then. We've got the final lineup here. Goalkeeper, Oscarine Mazaluk. I do apologise. Please tell me if I'm pronouncing that wrong, if anyone knows. Roberto Carlos, Vincent Kompany, Philip Mexes, and Kieran Trippier. Wayne Rooney, Zinedine Zidane, James Rodriguez, RVP, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Olivier Giroud. Arguably one of the better teams we've had so far.
Magnificent.
And not a bad one to end on either. I'm trying to think which was the team we had. It was about 3 or 4 episodes in that turned out to be really strong.
Oh, I can't remember.
But yeah, we
could remember who's in it.
No. All I remember is thinking it was good. I think Ibra was actually in it.
No.
If I remember rightly. But we'll have all the chance to go back over them teams when it comes to it. In the next episode. Don't know when that's going to be just yet. I say we have been doing them every Wednesday, but it's just a case of, are we going to do this next one on a live stream? Are we going to do it on a video? Are we going to make it a long video? How are we going to do it? We don't know. So stay tuned to the channel. The best way to keep up to date is hitting the subscribe button. If you haven't done so already, turn notifications on. And as soon as a video is uploaded, you'll be notified. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, all the socials. You'll find an update of it there somewhere, and we'll come back with a combined 11-11 to end the series, if you like. We'll probably come back with it at a later time, but the series will end on that last 11 there. Any other honourable mentions at all?
Thierry Henry's goal against Liverpool, where he sat Jamie Carragher down.
I thought he was going to say against United. That was who I thought your other choice was going to be.
Yeah, that was a really good one, where he chips it up and knocks it over. These are purely Arsenal ones off the top of my head. Arshavin's 4 goals against Liverpool, but that's more the celebration, because there was a couple of good finishes in there, but nothing iconic. But the celebration where it's like that, it's like, oh my god.
I've just had a thought. We normally do a manager, don't we?
Oh, a manager that scored A memorable goal.
And I thought of one. I'm just trying to find his name now. Can you remember? The ball lands at his feet and he's in his technical area and he volleys it and it goes in. I
I can't remember that.
can't remember
No.
his name. I've just sent it to you on Facebook, but it doesn't tell me his name.
Manager.
Dragan Stojkovic. Is that it?
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Surely not. Yeah.
Was that him?
I don't know.
Dragan.
Welcome to the team, random player.
Mate, you'd argue that that goal was better than half of them on there.
Yeah. We also missed out Beckham's halfway goal against Wimbledon.
Yeah, that was a good
Rooney's
goal.
halfway goal.
I was going to say Rooney's halfway goal. Which one?
Yeah, he scored a couple, hasn't he?
He scored.
Manuel Figueroa. Do you remember him?
I do, yeah. Wigan legend, wasn't he?
Yeah, he scored a goal from the halfway line. I think it was against Hull. There's loads of great goals. Loads of great goals that I remember.
I'm sure Rooney scored a goal against for every team he played for. He scored one for Everton, one for United, and one for DC United.
Halfway line goals.
Why can't I find the name? Yeah, from halfway. I can't find this guy's name. It is Dragan Stojkovic. Wow, yeah. I think he has to go straight in. I can't think of any of the managers that have scored iconic goals.
Not as a manager.
I was going to say as a manager. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer assistant.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, honourable mention for Ollie.
The PE teacher. Right, that concludes the video then, mate. Thank you very much, as always, for that. And as I said, hit all the buttons, the subscribes, the likes, do all that good stuff. And we'll see you for the next one as soon as possible, I hope.